winter storm is hammering North Carolina. We're talking snow, freezing rain, sleet, and strong winds are all falling in the Piedmont Triad. We are waiting for Governor Roy Cooper to give an update on the conditions throughout the state. We just heard from Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough about conditions along overpasses and interstates as well. The conditions are not good. In terms of power outages, we are now seeing a significant jump in power outages. Not as many, particularly in the Triad, the highest numbers being in the southern counties. Total North Carolina outages right now sitting at 36,439. This is a snow and ice event that we're experiencing right now. Prepare now because you could potentially lose power for several hours and even days at this point. Now is the time, folks, to get your emergency kits ready. Make sure your phones and devices are charged. Download the free WXI 12 News mobile app. It goes straight to your phone and can track conditions right down to your neighborhood. Have your emergency kits ready to go. Any sort of food, any sort of medications that you might need, water, blankets, even shoes if you do need to get out in the conditions and go in your vehicle to leave in case of there's a structure impact to the structure or home where you are staying at right now. Duke Energy has been updating us throughout the day, also letting us know that they've got 11,000 workers stationed throughout the state from neighboring states like Tennessee, Virginia, Texas. They basically have an electric army that is sitting in place ready with their teams. Expected some hard impacts, and their linemen are also standing by to make sure that our communities are safe. Again, if you are just joining us, we are waiting to hear from Governor Roy Cooper, who will give an update about conditions. We want to head on over to meteorologist Brian Slocum, who's been working now pretty much hour 7, maybe 8, tracking all of the conditions. Thank you, and to the entire meteorology team, because this is a system that has been changing throughout the day. Yeah, it started out as expected, mainly snow, and accumulated very, very quickly. It was pretty, it was nice to be around, and then lately it's starting to, we're starting to see a change to more sleet, and on a very limited basis though, so far as I knock on my set, freezing rain. So these are some estimates by some of the models of what we had so far. Conditions over the region certainly looking a little more dicey with regard to icing farther south. We really haven't had a lot of freezing rain. Most of what we've seen so far has been falling as sleet, and the longer that goes on, the shorter the window becomes for freezing rain going forward, and that certainly help things moving forward as well. So snowfall estimates have been pretty decent as well. We continue to see the possibility of some snowfall in our western counties, especially as we go through the next little while. So far, I mean, this is give or take. I mean, it's not falling in an even blanket over our area, but we have seen totals of about 1 to 2 inches for most of the Triad. We've seen 5-6 inch totals in some of our mountain communities up near Blowing Rock, Maple Springs out in Wilkes County. We've seen 10 to 12 inch totals in upstate South Carolina, and then moving into the western part of the state. There's that rain-snow line that has been with us moving northward ever so gradually. The reason why I think a lot of this has not gotten into our area yet is because temperatures have been holding in the lower 20s, and even if that cold air layer is shallow, below a warmer layer where things are melting, when it's that cold, it freezes more quickly, and I think a lot of the frozen precipitation that we're seeing has been falling primarily as sleet. There is dry air rotating in. It should lessen precipitation, if not cut off altogether, for a period of time, but that milky white coming in behind it that you see is actually moist air again, will likely bring a round of snow. So I'm thinking more and more that freezing rain might be a little bit more limited and keep the power outages down to some degree. We are not done with this yet. There's still some accumulation to be had as we go through the day. This should all taper off before midnight tonight. Additional accumulation is expected, and we'll continue to see things develop later on. All right, thank you so much, Brian. You can see Governor Roy Cooper there at the podium getting ready to give an update on conditions. Let's listen in now.
Thank you for joining our briefing today. North Carolina is now feeling the effects of a winter storm that'll continue to move through the state today. As much as 8 to 12 inches of snow has fallen in some counties, and significant icing is causing trouble in the central part of the state. Conditions vary across North Carolina and are dangerous in many areas. Utility companies are working to open up a short section of I-95 in Robeson County that's been closed because of a low-hanging, ice-covered power line. Currently, traffic is moving through a short detour. There have already been a number of wrecks on our roads, and we'll have some specifics about that in a minute. For today, the best way to avoid a car accident or getting stranded is to stay put. Fewer people on the road means fewer car crashes. Plus, it allows highway crews and utility workers to get faster results. If you must travel, reduce your speed, increase your following distance, and be sure to clear all the snow and ice off your vehicle before traveling. As predicted, ice and wind has caused power outages. More than 41,000 homes and businesses were reported without power across the state as of 11:30 a.m., and that number, unfortunately, is likely to grow. Some counties have opened or are preparing to open shelters for people who are without power and heat. You can find a listing of open shelters at readync.gov. If your power does go out and you're trying to stay warm at home, remember to keep generators outside and away from open windows or doors to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. Never burn charcoal or use a gas grill indoors. And remember to only use 911 for a true emergency. Power outages should be reported to your utility company. We've all been getting ready for this storm for several days, and a number of our state agency leaders are here with us today to brief on preparation and response. Joining me today are Transportation Secretary Eric Boyette, Public Safety Secretary Eddie Buffalo, Colonel Freddie Johnson, the commander of the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, Emergency Management Chief of Staff Don Campbell, and Major General Todd Hunt of the North Carolina National Guard. Our American Sign Language interpreter is Nicole Fox, and behind the scenes, Jackie and Jasmine Mativier are our Spanish language interpreters. First, we'll hear from Emergency Management Chief of Staff Don Campbell. Don?
Thank you, Governor, and good afternoon. The State Emergency Operations Center remains activated, and we're monitoring conditions across the state. The State Emergency Response Team stands ready to assist state and local partners as needs arise. There are 25 counties that have declared a state of emergency, and 24 counties have opened their county emergency operations centers in support of the storm. We are receiving a variety of resource requests to support our local partners. Many are for high clearance vehicles and Humvees from the National Guard and requests from chainsaw crews to clear down trees. Those requests are coming in mainly from the counties in our west. Shelters and warming centers are opening to assist residents who have lost power. Currently, there are 3 shelters or warming centers open in Moore, Warren, and Iredell counties, and a few others are on standby throughout the state. If your power goes out, we remind you to report that directly to your electric utility provider. Please don't dial 911 and use that only for emergencies. And don't forget to call or to use readync.gov website for the latest information on power outages, shelters that are open, and more. That's readync.gov. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Next, we will hear from Department of Transportation Secretary Eric Boyette.
Thank you, Governor. Travel is treacherous across much of our state. Many of the routes are covered with snow and ice in western and central North Carolina. If you do not need to be out on the roads today, please stay put. This will allow NCDOT crews, law enforcement, and our emergency responders to do their work. We have more than 1,600 NCDOT employees and contractor resources are out working around the clock to clear our roads across the state. We are utilizing over 1,700 trucks and graders. We are also ready with chainsaws and heavy equipment to cut and shove any downed trees. In the western North Carolina, crews worked overnight and are continuing to plow snow-covered roads, and crews in our central North Carolina areas, including Charlotte, have been salting trouble spots and roads and bridges since early this morning. Around the state, we have used more than 1,600 tons of salt and almost 200 tons of a mixture of salt and sand to de-ice our roads. Those numbers obviously are going to increase throughout the day and tomorrow. NCDOT is focused on clearing our interstates, then our primary and our secondary routes in that order. Travel is not recommended across much of North Carolina as we continue to do our work. If travel is necessary, please do not drive. The storm is also impacting eastern North Carolina with high rain and high winds. Due to the high winds, we have temporarily suspended our Soundside ferry routes to Ocracoke and the route to Southport. We've also scaled back our Cherry Branch ferry route. Heavy rain could lead to some of the flooding in eastern North Carolina, so please never drive through our flooded roads. Understand that like all industries, NCDOT staff and our contract resources have been impacted by COVID-19 and labor shortages. We may not be able to respond in your area as quickly as we have in the past, but please stay home and stay safe as our crews and contract resources are getting the roads opened as soon as possible. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Secretary Boyette. Now we'll hear from Colonel Freddie Johnson, the commander of the North Carolina Highway Patrol. Colonel Johnson.
Thank you, Governor Cooper. And I want to start by saying thank you as well to the members in patrol communication centers across the state and members responding to help those in need. Your work is appreciated. The State Highway Patrol has, as expected, experienced an increase in call volume in affected areas, and we know this is just the beginning. Troopers have been working throughout the morning responding to collisions and other calls for service in the western and central portions of our state. As of this morning, we have responded to 460 calls for service and 200 collisions in affected areas, and those numbers continue to grow. If you must get out onto the roadways, please make sure you increase your following distance, monitor your speed, and be alert for downed trees and power lines in the roadway. Emergency responders are making every effort to respond to calls for service as fast as we can while keeping their safety in mind as well. If you encounter first responders, NCDOT crews, or any that are working along our roadways, please move over and reduce your speed. It could save a life. For up-to-date roadway conditions, please visit drivenc.gov, and please avoid calling 911 or Star HP unless it is an emergency. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Colonel Johnson. Please don't take unnecessary chances with this dangerous winter storm. Stay put and stay safe. I want you to know, too, that we are very grateful for the people out there who are working hard right now in the cold. Our law enforcement, our emergency responders, our utility crews, and our Department of Transportation people who are working so hard. We're grateful for them, and we'll be back with any necessary updates. Thank you.
You've been listening to Governor Roy Cooper give an update on the preparation and response thus far. So far, power outages remain very high, 41,000 between businesses and residential properties throughout this state. The best way to stay safe and avoid an accident, according to the governor, is to stay put. And in doing so, we also heard from NCDOT in interstates. They are going to be hitting those very hard within the next few hours, especially the primary and secondary roads will come later. We also heard from Highway Patrol responding to roughly 200 accidents throughout the state. Reduce your speed if you do have to travel today. Make sure that you are increasing the space between your vehicle and another vehicle. Clear off your vehicles. Many times people forget to clear off the roofs, and that can act as a projectile with all of the sleet and freezing conditions we're expected to see throughout the rest of the evening. And speaking of what conditions are turning to, let's head on over to meteorologist Brian Slocum, who's been tracking every twist and turn of this storm. Brian?
Yeah, been a busy night for Jacqueline and I. And you look at this, and people might be saying, "What are you so excited about?" I saw 1 to 2 inches in my house.
Right.
Certainly, we can deal with that. There's a combination of factors, though. The fact that we've seen a transition over to sleet, and we're also talking about some very cold temperatures. It's kind of a slushy accumulation. It's on road surfaces, and because it's so cold, I expect that to freeze, if not by late this afternoon, but certainly after dark tonight. So it's going to be pretty tricky with regard to travel conditions. And remind you, even if you watch things begin to slack off for a while, winter storm warnings are in effect through tonight, midnight for the Triad, extended until 7 o'clock in the morning for our northern border counties and across the west as well. Michelle Kennedy busy making some graphics for us behind the scenes. Mountain snowfall totals coming in thus far: 2 inches in Ennis, 3.5 inches at last check in both Beech Mountain, with 4 inches in Boone. We had 5.5 inches in Blowing Rock so far today. Once you get into the lower elevations, the totals do drop off, and actually this is included in this will be the sleet accumulations as well. 1 to 2 inches from Greensboro to Clemens. A little more than that in Pufftown in northern western Forsyth County. About 1 inch at last check in the Dobson area, but saw higher totals in places like Stewart, in Mayodan, in Siloam, getting across our northern counties. Maple Springs with 5.5 inches of snow. I mentioned the sleet accumulations. Some of this could be freezing rain or glazing. I haven't had any reports that I have seen personally about any glazing that is occurring, and certainly if it is, it has not been significant as of yet. And because this is later than some of our tools have been telling us, in anticipation that we're going to see maybe a changeover to freezing rain, but have it change back to a mix of snow and sleet, and eventually ending as snow later on tonight, that will shorten the window that we have for freezing rain in our area. Lower 20s to mid 20s over the region. It's warmed a bit across our southern counties, but with winds coming in out of the northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Look at that, Mount Airy, east-northeast winds at 25. Not only adding to the wind chill factor, but keeping conditions very cold down here at the surface. And that might be slowing the transition to freezing rain. The shorter it is, the better off we are in the long run, because it will help limit some power outages. Conditions over the area, certainly looking a little bit snowy over the area. It's starting to break up a little bit as we're starting to see some dry air wrapping in around the storm near Georgia. I do expect that to start to move in later on, maybe temporarily ending some precip for a while, but the back edge of this will still likely come through from the upper level low that moves into the Georgia mountains and in the western Carolinas. You can see right now it's kind of a mixed bag of conditions, but it does favor snow, and I think that we'll see that here locally as well. Radar loop, you can see sleet pellets have been mixing in for the last few hours. Starting to see snow showers break up some farther west. The transition line to freezing rain is not far. In fact, it's gotten into Montgomery County, certainly the Charlotte area. I think those are the areas along that kind of heavy line is where the biggest threat for power outages is going to be. When we talk to Duke Energy officials a short time ago, they were already starting to see very high levels of power outages in the Fayetteville area, down by the South Carolina border, and that's where the heaviest freezing rain has been. There's the dry air I mentioned trying to work its way in. I don't think this cuts off precipitation entirely, but should lighten it, and probably will favor more freezing light rain and freezing drizzle as we go into the afternoon today. So the models have been telling us, moving in from the south and southeast, transitioning us to more of a freezing rain profile, probably only for about 2, 3, maybe 4 hours, and then it starts to cool off again. Mixing with sleet and then ending as snow, should begin pulling away anytime after 10 o'clock tonight, probably closer to midnight. But it does remain very cold tonight. Lows will be in the 20s, and we are expecting refreeze issues heading into early tomorrow morning. Transition to more sleet and snow early evening. Snow before midnight should end things. It could bring additional accumulation, but I don't think it's too much more than what we've already seen on the ground at this point. A final look at your forecast here. We'll have temperatures that will likely now that we're thinking about it a little bit more, staying closer to 30, maybe even not getting out of the 20s today, considering how cold it is. It is not much warmer tomorrow, but I think by Tuesday afternoon, with good sunshine, temperatures in the 40s, I think if roads aren't clear by Tuesday morning, I think they'll be a little bit more clear by Tuesday afternoon.
All right, thank you so much, Brian. Another reminder, because of the conditions, we want to remind you that there could be more power outages expected to last, according to officials, hours or potentially for days. So make sure that you go to readync.gov for a full list of any shelters. Several counties are preparing to open up shelters. If you do lose power, power up your device.